CRM 2011 entities with enhanced or dedicated functionality. CRM 2011 out-of-box entity concepts. Many out-of-box entities in CRM have special functionality. They've been designated for special purposes within CRM. Additional features have been added by Microsoft to facilitate usability. In many cases, they're used in out-of-box reports. You really need to be aware of special features and idiosyncrasies to avoid breaking basic CRM function. To be able to use some of the enhanced features as part of your solution rather than having to recreate the wheel. And to be able to make informed decisions before you start repurposing CRM entities to different purposes than they were originally designed for. So let's take a look at the out-of-box entities that come with CRM. There's the core entities, the most important which is the CRM user. The user entity is basically a file that defines the people who have CRM accounts, whether they're active or not. The lead entity. It contains organizations and/or people with no relationships yet. It lists purchased or unqualified leads. The account entity. All companies or organizations with any relationship. The contact entity. All people with a relationship. And activities. Activities are the customer touches, i.e. emails, calls, appointments, tasks. Sales entities include opportunity, quote, order, invoices, products, price lists, unit groups, discount lists, basically the pricing structure. And then the goal measurement system for goals, goal metrics, roll-up queries. Under marketing, we have marketing lists, campaigns, quick campaigns, and campaign responses. And under the service, we have cases or incidences, knowledge base articles, contracts, services, and service activities. All of the entities on this list have special functionality and need to be considered carefully before repurposing. So let's drill down a little bit. The user entity. It contains all the contact information for a CRM user. It's used for licensing, processing security, and tying users to the business units and managers that they work for. As far as enhanced functionality, CRM users are tied to the Active Directory accounts in Active Directory, and they can own records in CRM. They also can be linked to the email server and Outlook, and basically it also supports work schedule capability for the service schedule and also to participate in resource groups. So these are all unique functionality that would cause you to think carefully about retasking the user entity. This is probably the least likely entity to repurpose. Here's an example of the user entity form. If you'll notice at the very top is the user account name. This is automatically retrieved when you create a new user. When you type the account in there, it retrieves information directly from Active Directory. This functionality is not supported anywhere else in CRM. Down the left-hand side, as you can see, users belong to teams. They're assigned security roles. They can have field security profiles. They can have quotas, work hours. Connections are the same as many other entities. But they also can be assigned services and be associated with resource groups. The account entity. This is designed to contain company or organization information and is used for storing information about the companies that we have relationships with. These would be our customers, our vendors, our partners, etc. As far as enhanced functionality, it's one of the two entities that support the customer relationship with opportunities, quotes, orders, invoices, cases, and contracts. And it's pre-linked to other entities such as the parent company, a primary contact, contacts, and multiple addresses. Another exciting function of the account entity is it shows the roll-up of all activities in history of associated contact within its own history. This is the only entity in CRM to support this functionality. It also supports merge for duplicate elimination, and is one of the 3 entities supported in marketing lists. Here's an example of the account entity form. It's pre-built with a number of powerful things. Most importantly, it has contacts associated with it, so you can define the people that work for that organization. It's also tied into opportunities, quotes, orders, and invoices using the customer relationship. The customer relationship is something that's defined in Microsoft CRM as being either an account or a contact. So when anyone in CRM makes a reference to the customer relationship, they're actually referring to something that cannot be accomplished with standard customization. Therefore, only the account and contact can support the customer relationship. The contact entity. This contains information about a person, and it's used to store information about individuals that we have a relationship with or know well, such as our customers, vendors, partners, etc. As far as enhanced functionality, it's the other entity supporting the customer relationship with opportunities, quotes, orders, invoices, cases, and contracts. It's also pre-linked to other entities, including the parent customer. It can also function as a primary contact to the account records. It can parent subcontacts and support multiple addresses. It also supports merge for duplicate elimination. And it's one of the 3 entities supported in marketing lists. Here is the contact entity form. If you'll notice, it has a reference to parent customer. The parent customer could be either an account or a contact. This is unique within CRM. Activity entities. These are different types of entities that are supported for phone calls, appointments, tasks, emails, letters, and faxes. Basically, activity entities contain information about some form of interaction with someone. And it's used for logging the history of interactions that we have with our customers and contacts. It can also create a to-do with a schedule or a due date. Enhanced functionality includes being able to be linked to almost any entity in CRM using the regarding attribute. Basically, if an entity is activity enabled, then you can associate any activity with that using the regarding field. This allows interactions with our customers and prospects to be tied to the record it's related to, whether that's an account, a contact, a lead, or an opportunity or case, or any other entity that we choose to designate this for. Each activity can only be linked to a single regarding entity record at a time. All activities can be viewed together in activity or history views, or as individual entity listings such as My Phone Calls. What Microsoft has done has created a linking entity that summarizes all the activity entities regardless of which activity entity type it is in a single place to make history and open to-dos easier to manage. The other thing unique about activity entries is they can be marked as completed, which takes them from an open activity status to a historical status. And then finally, it rolls up to the customer record in activity history from related entities such as contacts, opportunities, quotes, orders, invoices, cases, and the like. Here's an example of an activity entity. In this particular case, it's the phone call entity. Note the regarding field. This is the field that links any activity with a record in CRM that is enabled to support activities. Also notice that they have the mark complete icon in the ribbon. This allows us to take an activity and mark it as complete or done and cause it to leave the open activities and appear in history. Opportunity and opportunity product entities. These entities contain summary and detailed information about a qualified sales opportunity. It's used for storing information about potential deals. As far as enhanced functionality, it uses the customer relationship to associate with either an account or a contact. Opportunities can only be associated with customers, and therefore this makes it critical not to retask the account or contact entities in situations where they could ever be used for tracking deals. It's also pre-linked to a number of other entities. Opportunity products are used to quantify specific products from the product structure using the price list and price structure. Quotes, orders, invoices, all are linked back to an opportunity. And finally, an opportunity is linked back to the originating lead and source campaign to support reporting. It also supports the automatic totaling of line items for revenue, which is not supported in any other custom entity that you might be able to create. It's also the starting point to create a quote, an order, or an invoice. And finally, it supports extensive won/lost processing for reporting purposes, such as the sales funnel. Quote and quote product entities. These contain the summary and detailed information about a sales quote. They're used for storing customer quote detail and history. As far as advanced functionality, it does use the customer relationship to associate with either an account or contact. It's pre-linked to other entities, including price lists, opportunities, orders, invoices, originating lead, and source campaigns. It also supports the totaling of line items for revenue count and supports extensive revision control and tracking. Finally, it supports an automatic conversion to an order for an accepted quote and optionally helps to manage the won/lost status of an opportunity. It's part of the sales process. Order and product entities. This contains summary and detailed information about sales orders. They're used for storing customer order detail and history. Under enhanced functionality, it again uses the customer relationship to tie to either an account or a contact. And it's pre-linked to other entities such as the pricing structure, opportunities, quotes, invoices, originating leads, and source campaigns. It also supports totaling of line items for revenue and supports a conversion to an invoice. It's one of the key components in order processing integrations. In many cases, you would create an order and then change the status to trigger the order to be sent to the actual order processing system, thus allowing your salespeople to build out an order for submission to order processing and final approval before actual processing begins. Invoice and invoice product entities. This contains summary and detailed information about customer invoices. It's used for storing customer invoicing history. The enhanced functionality includes being referencing the customer relationship and pre-linked to the same entities as previous ones in this series: price lists, opportunities, quotes, orders, the originating lead, source campaign. It supports totaling of line items for revenue, and it supports a paid status so that the sales reps can check and see which invoices are paid and which are not. And is created from existing CRM order or via integrations. It would be a key component in an order processing integration and would be used to receive the invoice data from an invoicing system and associate it with a particular customer.